Welcome to Shredder's Bistro. We haven't done the tour of the backyard yet, but one day we will. So today we're gonna make paella in this beautiful backyard. And here's your paella pan, and this is the vessel that we're gonna use. It's a very famous dish from Spain, and essentially it's, you know, all the things that you have laying around. It's a rice dish that we're just gonna mix up together. Here we go. Okay, so what are we putting in our paella today? We're gonna do some clams, mussels, we got some shrimp, squid, chicken. Usually, you know, traditional Valencia paella doesn't really have seafood. It's mostly chicken or rabbit, but we're gonna mix it up. It's paella fristo something. And the most important thing about this dish, in my opinion, is the rice. Today we're using bomba rice, and this is how we make sure that we have a lot of latitude in the liquid that we use, and that it soaks it up, and we create a beautiful sakura, which is the burnt bottom part. We got our onions, we got our peppers and tomato, and then of course garlic. And you know, the onion, the pepper, and the tomato are essentially the holy trinity for Spanish cooking, and we're going to be using that as the base today. But first, let's sear some chicken. Today I'm using chicken thighs to get that extra moisture. Don't really like chicken breasts. We're gonna let this heat up. And of course, you can't cook without a glass of whiskey. And this is what we're drinking today. All right, the chicken's going on now. So these chicken thigh, I've been kind of marinating with dry brining them just so you get the excess moisture off. So they're gonna cook beautifully. I like to brown them in here so that the fat renders out, the skin fat, and kind of just combines with the rest of the dish. It's gonna be amazing. I like to get a golden brown and then set it aside. It's not fully cooked. It will cook later in the rice along with everything else. The slow rendering of the fat really allows it to crisp up, and you get as much fat out of the skin as possible. Again, flavor. Fat is flavor. This fat's going to go into everything. It's going to be amazing. This is a 17 inch paella pan. I got 2.5 cups of bomba rice, and you know, you want to go maybe 2.5 amount of liquid. So I have a total combination of 6.5, splashed by oil, 2.5 cups of bomba rice to 6.5 cups of liquid. And in that liquid, I've added shrimp peels, 20% of white wine, and chicken stock. That's the liquid that we're going to be using today. It's going to be awesome. And plenty of scotch to go with it. Okay, that is perfect. That is perfect. Ooh, actually that is perfect. Now, for the Holy Trinity, We're gonna do half of this. I'm actually gonna make 2 batches, so we're gonna start with my onions. This part's gonna take a while. We're gonna render everything down. You definitely want to extract that flavor from the onion, so you want it to cook down. And I don't want to do it too fast because then it's gonna burn. So we're just gonna let this go for a while so I can go and drink some more. Bell peppers. I'm gonna wait till this caramelizes a little bit, so it's really gonna reduce and develop lots and lots of flavor. It looks like it's a lot right now, but it's not. It's gonna reduce and caramelize. It's definitely gonna take a while. And garlic. You can never have enough garlic. I'm gonna use half of this. I wish you can smell this already. The onion and the pepper and the garlic, the flavor, the fragrance is already starting to come out. And of course, season everything liberally. You want to season as you go, every layer. The chicken was seasoned. Now we're going to season this base. This is in Spanish cooking called a sofrito, and it's the base. And I use this in Spanish cooking in a lot of the dishes, the holy trinity of Spanish cooking. So I'm just gonna let this sit here, rotate it every once in a while. And this tomato, I mean, you can use fresh, but I got some Italian crushed tomatoes to throw in here to give it some extra moisture, if you will, but I'm going to reduce that down as well. So one pot dish, easy one pot dish. And you don't really need this paella vessel. You can do it in cast iron. You can really do stainless steel as long as it's, I don't know, round, shallow. The key is you want it to be shallow because you don't want to pile on everything. You want it to be, this is maybe what, like 2 inches deep, because you want that rice to spread out so you can get that sauerkraut in the bottom, that burnt rice part. And if you get that right, that's key. I wanted to make this video because I have not shot and edited something inspiring for a while, and you know, why not combine 2 of my favorite things, cooking and videoing and editing, right? So here we are. And no, I'm not gonna start a cooking channel, but this is just something for fun in this beautiful Shellers Bistro backyard kitchen. One day we'll do a tour, not today. You know, before I was thinking, when I was really ambitious, before I wanted to do the videos, that I wanted to actually cook this in the fire pit. But, you know, with the videoing and the cooking, tending to a fire, it was just way too much. So I figured, hey, why not try this out on the wok burner? I have a heat diffuser under here. It just seemed like it was the perfect setup. So could have done this indoor as well, but then I wouldn't be able to get this perfect angle. And it's so hot inside right now. Outside in this backyard, I think it's probably 75 degrees. It's just so perfect. Okay, see how this is really reducing now. It's getting there, but not yet. I want to see some caramelization happening, because caramelization is when you really start to draw out the flavor. By the way, thank you for watching. I don't know how far you guys are making it through the video. Hopefully it's entertaining. Hopefully you're learning something. Hopefully it's educational. Or maybe you're getting hungry. Or that it's inspiring you to go make something. Oops. There we go. Okay, now I'm starting to smell the little burntness, goodness pieces. Now we're gonna get some tomato sauce in here. So that's about 2 cups. Again, I'm making 2 batches today, so you're looking at batch 1 of 2. Making a little mess here, but just smells so good. Okay, now I'm gonna add the squid in here, because I want the squid to cook a little bit longer than the rest of the seafood. So here we go. Get the squid in there. This tomato's cooking fairly quickly. So the other couple of important ingredients that I don't have anything to measure with, but I'm just going to toss it in here. Paprika, very, very important. Smoked paprika, Spanish smoked paprika. And they say this is one of the most expensive ingredients, saffron. Most expensive ingredient by way, and this is actually what gives the rice the flavor. That's all you need. A few strands. When it toasts that a little bit, you can smell the toastiness. You know what? We need more paprika. Okay, I don't have any more of that. Okay. Now that we've have our base complete, I'm going to add 6.5 cups of liquid.
Little castle. Yeah. What there's echo. Yeah.
What I should have done is toasted the rice first, but you know what? That's okay. Next batch, I will toast the rice first, and I will show you guys. But for now, we want the rice to be evenly distributed. Again, because that's how you get the sakarat. When this starts to boil, I will then add everything else. Well, I'm not going to add everything right away, but we will add the chicken. So now that everything's in, I'm not really going to touch it. I'm just going to start putting in all the ingredients and make it look pretty. Let's put some mussels. I mean, the seafood combination, right? The oceany flavor of all the seafood is just going to seep into that flavorful broth. This is perfect. And this is a good time to taste. I'm going to taste it to see that it's got good flavor. Needs more salt. Because remember, this broth, if it's not flavorful right now, your entire dish won't be flavorful. This is what's going to season everything. So, you know what? A little bit more. Look at that. Look at the clams opening up already. And believe it or not, it's going to absorb all that liquid. So at this point, I'm going to lower the heat and let it really cook. Now the liquid is starting to reduce. I'm not making a mess anymore. I'm going to start putting in the shrimp. I like to put it up like this. I try to do that with the seafood and epic fail. But let's see if the shrimp will stay up, right? Because presentation wise, you always want some height into your food. Just looks better, you know? Just beautiful, beautiful. Thought about getting some green peas to give it some color, but I got some parsley and lemon that I'll throw in here after the fact. These are U16 shrimps. Basically, that just means that you get about 16 per pound. And I guess I can't even fit it in. Chicken took up too much space. Next time I know I need to cut up the chicken a little bit more. But no, this is good. This is good. This is beautiful. When the liquid is gone, the key is you cover it. You got to cover it and let it sit for 20 minutes so that everything just redistributes the flavor without the flame. That resting period is so important. So I'm going to put it in the smoker because the oven's being occupied right now. Thank you. Not that hard, right? It's a slow version of Chinese fried rice, but you get plenty of time because you're not doing it in a super high heat. You get to take your time, you get to have a drink. Not a lot of things can go wrong, right? You just got to remember some of the key basics, the ingredients, the layers of flavor that you got to build up in order to develop a flavor bomb, right? Caramelizing, seasoning. Everything needs to be seasoned properly. And you know, right now it's still a good time to taste. You want to make sure that that broth is heavily seasoned because it is what's going to carry that flavor to all that rice that you throw in there, right? So 2.5 cups of rice. I didn't season the chicken broth or the wine. Now you got to be careful because there's significant difference in sodium and taste between low sodium chicken stock or, you know, regular chicken stock. You can even use water, right? But again, building those basic foundations of flavor are really important into getting a really delicious pot of rice. This is basically what it is pot of rice with seafood and chicken. And today, I didn't know what I was going to find at Whole Foods. I went there and, you know, I could have Ended up with shellfish, could have ended up with rabbit, I could have ended up with pork. Anything will work as long as you follow the basic steps. And as you're waiting, pick up your beverage of choice for me today. Ooh, a little too much water in here. My beverage of choice today is Glenmorangie. Cheers. I hope you try to make this. Can't stress enough. If you can't get bomba rice, get short grain rice. But ideally, you get bomba rice. I bought this bomba rice from Amazon. It was, I forgot how many grams it was, but I pre-measured it. Came out to, I think, 5 cups. So I'm making 2 batches, 2.5 cups for this batch, 6.5 cups of liquid. And it's gonna be amazing. I wish you can smell this right now. Oh, it smells so good. All right, almost there. So all the liquid, I don't see much liquid left. I'm going to, really important part, we're gonna cover it.
Ready?
So this part is going to make sure that everything gets fully cooked, all the uncooked rice. And we're gonna hold it in here for the next 20 minutes, let it finish cooking. And that's it, and I will show you guys the finished product when we take it off.